What up? What's good with you? It's Monday. It's it's what 8 minutes past start time, so we on time, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we on
Nah,
time.
me son, nah, me. What's up, y'all? What's up? It's been an interesting couple of days. So something interesting happened to me yesterday because y'all know on Sundays I do self care Sunday or whatever. Um, and y'all also know I'm like uber obsessed
Self
with
care
gadgets and my
Sunday.
health and all that
Self
shit.
care
And
Sunday.
so I was looking at my health data and looking at trends and shit. And apparently, for the past 15 weeks, my resting heart rate has been from here to down here. Like for a solid 15 weeks down here. And I was like, damn, girl, you doing good. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job.
Get the fuck up out of here,
Damn. Damn. No airtime glitch for you.
Jay.
You just get kicked off.
Get the fuck up out of here.
I win. But no, and that brings up a good point about our topic today about, what is it that gets us to the point of being light and just kind of being able to not only be a bubbly personality and have one, but also like float around like we got one. Right? And I had a very interesting client today. This is maybe my second or third time meeting with her, and she's been having a bad couple of weeks. Bad couple of weeks. Been having a good couple of weeks. She's been having a bad couple of weeks, and I'm like, what the fuck is going
She had a
on?
good week. She had a
She had a good week.
hello,
She had a bad
Jay.
week.
She
Wow.
had an okay week. She had a decent week. She had a week that reminded us of some bad times. She had a week
We
that
talked about
reminded us of
those
some
some
good
good
times.
times, but no. And I was just like, what is going on? What is underneath here? And I remember distinctly, what's good, Cool Do Ross? I remember distinctly in our first session, she was talking about
Ross.
how much she is one. She's a first year college student. Y'all know how I feel. First gen college student. Y'all know how I feel about them babies.
Why'd I put too much? Yeah, we relate. Must have been too much
Yeah,
rum in
yeah,
this
we
thing.
relate. And I mean, not only that, I don't understand the paradox of my child is doing something I've never done before. Let me and the rest of the family bully them into doing it the
Let me
best
tell them how to do
possible.
it.
Let me tell them how to do it. So that's red flag one for me. Red flag two is not only is she being bullied by these people, she's trying to cater to them and their distress and dysfunction all the time while she's away at school, and she's trying to get emotional support from them but doesn't. And I'm
Support and
like,
vindication from the sounds of it.
right. And I'm like, so we bearing all the bullshit for what? For what? Because we can't picture a life without them. Mm-mm. That dog don't hunt. That dog don't hunt. So the topic for today is put that shit down. Stop. Look at you. You thought I was talking to you. Put that shit down. Like, stop carrying other people's expectations, especially when it's to the point where it's toxic for you. Like, it's one thing to want
What's
to
up, Shay?
make
And Jay
someone
say he's loving your
proud.
gospel look.
Thing, yeah. It's one thing to be, to want to make people proud or wanting to be proud of things that you're doing. It's a whole nother thing to completely internalize and embody those things to the point you're literally tearing up the foundation of being you.
Who are you?
Hoo,
Who,
hoo, hoo, hoo.
You don't fucking know. Who are you?
They don't.
Who, who,
They don't.
who?
And it's bad enough that college people, I'm not going to say college age kids because I have non traditional students as well in their 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. College people, because college, a lot of people don't know, is so that you can take some
What the
time in a
fuck is you
bubble to
doing?
become enlightened in whatever area of life that you choose. You ain't just there to learn textbook shit. But college people are at a point in their development where they're learning and identifying what hats they wear, what identities they belong to, what ideologies they agree with and disagree with, and all that shit. So you in the middle of being a mixed bag of nuts, and everybody wants you to be a wild nut. Eat some good nuts, by the way.
Not everybody like walnuts.
Not everybody like walnuts. Some people like almonds. Cake. Everybody loves cake. But
Cakes
no.
have nuts.
Cakes have nuts. But no, so we end up carrying all of these expectations that do us no good. They only serve as a structure that makes us criticize and negative self-talk ourselves into the point where we are either frozen in time and paralyzed. We have really poor self-esteem and we're depressed and have crying spells all the time. Or, what the fuck are you doing?
I need to diffuse the light from right here because I'm just like, the shine from my head is getting on my nerves. Like, you were saying? Continue.
Or you're a shiny bald head bastard that interrupts train of thought. And who wants to be that? Watch this motherfucker. I'll have you know my parents were married. Anyway, but no.
They were. But I'm just saying, like, just
I have no
I'm
words
all
for that.
about choice. Always.
Okay. But no, carrying people. So where do these expectations come from? These expectations and the things that we begin to internalize come from everywhere. Upbringing, parents, aunts, uncles,
Society,
grandpa,
schools,
society,
what's
TV,
popular, fads,
Jesus, TV. What else? And people that we generally like and want them to like us.
crushes, and shit like that.
Crushes and shit like that. Senpais that don't even notice your ass. But we out here trying to be the best of the best. Hey, Zark Nerd, thanks for the subscription. But yeah, so all these expectations, and it's silly too because some people will outwardly and directly express these expectations, but other people will like just imply, and so our brains have to think the deepest, darkest, go to the deepest, darkest caverns and figure out and assume, which is almost just as bad.
Or you get this look.
That face just reminds you every time someone says, "You gonna wear that?" Yes, the fuck I am. And if you're coming with me, you need to come on because the car is started and I have the keys. But no, real talk, like implied things make us like fill in the blanks in our mind. And if we're not good at being nice to ourselves, or if we've never taught to think, positively or be nice to ourselves, thought process wise, it's gonna go somewhere really dark and it's gonna become something really rigid. Like, if you can't do this perfectly, you're trash at everything you do.
Oh no, they didn't text me back at a certain time. They must not want to talk to me no more. They hate me. I can't stand it. I suck.
Yes.
Another line. They just probably left their phone sitting somewhere, not even heard it.
That part. I mean, it's
Or at
2022.
work,
Who the
or-
fuck actually has ringtones? Whomst.
Or they made a certain face. Why did they turn their nose up like that? Do they hate me because I did this, that, and the other? This,
No,
that,
somebody
no.
just farted and they caught a whiff of it and you didn't. It was
Something
probably
that's
them. It was probably them. But no. And y'all know I like college age people because it's like, again, they're in that weird cornucopia of development and maturity where they're trying on different hats and identities and questioning things and being curious and either being ultimately encouraged or ultimately discouraged from doing things. And it's like, to have these expectations beat down on them during this part, it's unacceptable, mate. It's unacceptable. Martin, dear, I don't know who you are. Perhaps
So it's in the
later.
middle of the thing right now. Maybe later.
But yeah, and so I asked, my client earlier, I said, so what do they expect of you as a first-gen college student? And this isn't exactly what she said, but it basically translates. I'm trying to break generational curses.
You're in college. You're already doing that.
You're already doing it. You check the box. You ain't got to do no more than that. You have set the bar a little bit higher, and whoever comes behind you can do a little bit more too, and so on and so forth. We
But no, I
don't
can't just
have
go
to
to college. I
carry
gotta be
that.
valedictorian. I gotta be a doctor.
I gotta have a
Go get my
4.0
master's. Get my
unless
master's,
you're
master's. Then I
an
get my master's,
engineering
master's. And you,
student. You stupid. And then you get your doctorate. And then you get your. And then you know what's gonna keep me warm at night, buddy? That's right.
all right,
These
those
degrees.
degrees.
Oh, how I used to laugh at that album. Now we got all these degrees.
Laugh now, cry later.
Yep, especially when them. Hey, but student loans have been paused until August. But no, but yeah, like you don't have to carry everything to fruition. It can be nice to take a nuance of it and take it as like a surface level or a first step attempt, but you don't have to bear this cross all the way up the hill. You can put it down
You ain't
any
Jesus.
place you want. You can put it down anywhere you want. And you know what? That brings up a good point. That is an interesting similarity. It's like because a lot of Southern Baptist upbringers and childhooders have been brought into, Jesus sacrificed. We get this idea of sacrifice, meaning we literally have to run ourselves into the ground, guts out, and die
Or hang ourselves up,
if it means,
nail ourselves to the wall.
if it means, if it means getting this to completion, because failure means death. But that's also a mental problem. It's a cognitive dissonance there. It's a paradox because it's like if failure means death and I feel like I'm failing, but I am not dead, where does that leave me?
But also, the success comes from failures. So,
Like, and so Pep and Nana touched on this Sunday. And if you haven't watched Waking Up with Nana and Pep on Twitch, it comes on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's amazing. They talk about their religious shameless plug. They talk about their religious trauma and how it just stunted their whole lives, and it's good shit. But they brought up a really good point on this past Sunday about the indoctrination process. And so just like me and Glish was talking about society and movies and your family and other people that drank the Kool-Aid and bought into this, trying to encourage you to buy into it.
you got to do what's cool. I mean, I'm not happy about doing it, but I want somebody else to feel the
Right.
same misery that I am. So you got to do this too. Like,
Right.
we both can't just
The
be happy doing
indoctrination
something.
process is the same. And then they tell you what not to do. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't fail. Don't stay out all night. Don't party. Don't over socialize. But they don't ever tell you what to do to be successful.
Or why not to even do what they tell you not to do?
That part. And because once they start dabbling in what you tell them not to do and it feels fine or even good, now they're shame. Awful. Just awful. When in actuality, you can have expectations of people, but you have to, one, make sure they're fair. So no expecting you from other people. Make sure they're fair.
Yep.
Articulate them clearly. And I don't mean just choose your words carefully. I mean make sure they understand. Because
Yep.
if you have those two things, you no longer have an expectation. You have a hope for somebody. Doesn't that feel better? My hope
Mhm.
for you is that, you
I would
figure
like
this
this
out.
and that to happen.
Right. I would hope for you to get to a point where this happens for you.
But also, you got to realize you don't run shit and you can't expect everything.
Nope. Nope.
Be reasonable
Be
with your
reasonable.
expectations.
So, personal example, because I know y'all love my personal examples. My baby, my oldest nephew, my child, my little
Your
sugar
child.
booger, my little sugar booger that used to lay on my chest while we played Kingdom Hearts 1, goes to college in the
That
fall.
long.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm still buying the stupid fucking game. Shut up.
If it comes out,
Shut up. I'm going to get up out my grave because that's probably how long it's going to take. Go to GameStop. What do you want? What did her will say? Her only request was to bury her with enough money to buy Kingdom Hearts 4. Um, but no, he is going to college in the fall. And for most that don't know, I just procured a lovely job at a very prestigious university where I got my PhD. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um,
Yes, golf clap, golf clap.
and golf clap, golf clap. And he got an offer to go there before, because they don't even know I landed a job. They still don't know because they don't watch me. See how family do you? See how they do you? Um, but no,
Certain family.
shut up.
What?
But but no, and he got accepted into that university. And I was like, oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be great. I could be there. You could be there in case you needed something. Blah 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 blah. He has chosen to go somewhere else, and I am okay with that. And I will tell you the difference. Because just because, so the difference between an expectation and a hope. An expectation means there's an agenda attached to that. Yeah?
He's gonna go there. We're gonna do this. That's gonna happen. He's gonna go do this,
There's
that,
this,
this
that, the
thing.
other, boom, boom. I'm over here planning somebody else's life. For what? I'm still living mine. I got time for
What?
that. And a hope is like, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like it wasn't my first thought. I was like, well, shit, this is terrible. Cause I was like, okay. But I had to say to myself, I said, nobody chose where you went to undergrad. And I had to sit with that for a minute. I was like, damn, you right. Motherfuckers was like, ooh, go to USC. Ooh, go to Clemson. Ooh, go to Benedict. I'm getting the fuck out of here and I'm not coming back.
I go where the fuck did I want,
Hey,
bitch? Hey,
I go where the fuck did I want, bitch? And so
hey.
it is very unfair of me to sit here and put an expectation on someone else's life when I ignored everyone else's. That is the very thing I am trying to breathe into generations after me and shit before and during, if they're willing to listen. I can't sit here and make my expectations so ridiculously large that they bludgeon and crush someone else's actions, thoughts, and desires. That is not why I was put on this planet.
It's like, cool. You go to college. You have to get A's. You have to get a certain job, certain degrees.
Hey,
You get a certain
Buttercup!
job, so you can get this sort of money because you getting this. Then you got to become a doctor. Then you got to do this because we want you to do this, and you want to put us in. So you ain't gonna put us in a home. You gonna do this for us.
You know what? So, hardest college age clients to work with. I've already mentioned engineering students, business majors, accountants specifically, and pre med. And it's unfortunate and it's stereotypical as fuck, but they are usually children of color. Black male children, usually from the country, get told to go be engineers, even though that's a hot stereotype. But they usually get told to go be engineers.
Head cashier,
African
engineer.
students often get told to either become engineer or go pre-med or become accountants. Indian students have no choice. They have to be pre-med or else. I don't like that about I don't like that about a lot of cultures. Like you
Just about
are
cultures, yeah.
I just don't like that. You can't sit here
You're
like
pigeonholing
I
your
can.
children.
What did we say earlier? I understand it, but I don't
But
condone
don't
it.
condone it.
That's
Your reasoning is
fucked.
sound. Like you want your child to be successful, have a happy life, because you think, but you also think money is the key to happiness, as
That
opposed to
part because your
knowing what the hell
family's
your
never
child
had
should
it.
do.
I understand, but you are tearing your children apart, Lisa. That's right. I went there. Like we gonna get there, Buttercup. We gonna get there. But like when you pigeon and the other people that get thrust into business, especially accounting, women. I hate that for them. I can't tell you in my entire career how many times I've come across college students and they're in my office and they're crying and they're just like bawling their little face out. And I'm like, what's good? What's going on?
Ugly cry.
Like ugly cry. First off, if your therapist can't sit there when you got a giant snot bubble out your nose and you trying to talk with a straight face, you need to fire them. Um, Shut up.
Got a big ass.
I mean, ugly crying, boo hoo. Like your soul is bleeding out of your face and your chest in my office onto the floor. And when I ask you what's going on, what's wrong, you tell me, I want to be a dance major, or I want to do design, or, I want to, what? Shut up, AJ.
I want to be a dentist.
You'll be a dentist. I'm sorry.
Or I want to be a lumberjack.
When they're doing that and they say I want to be a dance major, it's always usually dance major or something art related. And I'm like, okay, well, do you need assistance in figuring out how to switch your major? I can't.
Right.
Why
Yeah,
can't you? What's your current major? It's business admin, but I hate it. But my parents aren't going to pay for anything else. This is how generational curses keep going.
Or if I do it, they'll disown me.
That part. Why have we instilled such expectations in our offspring or people that we allegedly care about when they feel like it's the end of the fucking world when they don't live up to it? That's fucked.
Because the other generation has no base of reference. They just think you go to college and bam, you know what?
Right.
You pay for college. Here's your degree in knowledge.
It's
like Rocco's
much better
bottom line,
than
they
being
just
a
open your
street
head up and
pharmacist.
just shove it in. You go.
Ross. Definitely. Less jail time with that. And Buttercup, as a sidebar, I never hand them tissues. I have 3 boxes of tissues around in my offices at all times because I was brought up in the school of therapy that I don't want to shun anybody's emotion. If you got an ugly cry with your snot bubbles, do it. I ain't going no fucking where, and I ain't about to tell you to shut up.
Viola Davis got an Oscar crying like that. Don't be ashamed of it. She
showed it. Snot and spit and all that. That shit was real. But no, like if our expectations of people are so crushing that if they feel like they can't live up to them, they are worthless. They are nobody. They're not worthy of you. That's fucked. You can't do that to people. Now, the other thing, so going back to generational curses with this, is like that's what keeps people and populations and cultures stuck, is trying to adhere to the same expectations and not, well, you think it's top down and that's the only way this goes. There's no longer a hierarchy. I'm sorry. Once you grow a person that may or may not like you at the end of it, y'all are now equals. Y'all are adults speaking adult language. And if I can't come to you and say, I feel like you're expecting too much of me and it's making me fall apart, and you meet that with, you ain't got nothing to be stressed about. I know you can do it. You're disloyal, or you're just not trying hard enough.
You're unappreciative. You got it good. We got to get off family and start working about society and friendships too. This,
yeah, yeah. So,
I want to be able to talk about stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fine. So moving on to friendships. So I will say this next 1 or 2 generations after, let's see, like they're class of 24, 25. Whatever's happening at home, they're doing great work. That's right. Welcome. Ooh, you look like the guy that be doing the millennial and Gen Z shit on Facebook. When you made that face. But no, like, whatever they're doing, if they're cussing at their family members and getting apologies, they gonna be alright, because these babies are not only sticking it to their families and being confident in themselves, they're sticking it to their friends too, and uplifting them at the same time. Let me give you an example, and then I'm gonna let you run with friendship shit. I had a client, and like a lot of college students, they're always worried about what the next person's doing, what they're not doing. I haven't gotten an internship, but all 3 of my friends had one for the summer, or they got to go here on spring break, but I had to work, blah 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 blah, all that comparison shit that blows up when you become an adult, right? And I said, have you ever brought that up to your friends? And like, yeah, they told me to come talk to you about it because it's like they told me it's not my time to do that, and it's fine. It would suck to get shoved into an internship that doesn't work, and I hate it. Then I feel like I waste time and blah 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 blah. I said, oh shit,
Oh shit! The next couple of generations got it locked,
they
man.
gonna be all right. You hear me? But it's
'Cause we
the
can talk about
ones.
our generation in this situation. Like,
Yeah.
I've said this many times, said it before. You might not want to admit it, but a lot of your friends ain't shit.
Ain't shit.
A lot of your friends put
and
expectations
that's
on you. You
and
compare
that's
your
not
shit to
bad.
them.
That's not necessarily bad because it may not be their fault that they ain't shit. They ain't got no
It
frame
may
of
not be their
reference.
fault. They ain't shit, but still, they are
I
shitless.
understand it, but I don't condone it.
Because there's a lot of expectations, projections on just and just looking at other people and comparing your lives to others and feeling a certain way about it. But we the generation, we ain't helping the motherfucker half the damn
We
time.
roasting your
Or
ass
or
and
we don't
calling you
even know
names,
that you are comparing because we busy comparing something else too. Or if
or
you don't
living a
think
whole
like
ass
me,
sham.
if you don't think like me, why are we friends? That's a lot of people's mentalities nowadays. Or we living, well, I guess put my own personal business out there in some aspects, like living. I had an issue with friends and everything, and trying to Jay just okay, Jay, but I was. It's like y'all know me as Glitch. I'm a high performer, actor, like do like being the entertainer all the time. But I didn't like doing it all the time. But I was always expected to do it, and I started trying to live with everybody's expectations till I got burnt the fuck out.
Burnt the fuck out. Like
Oh,
angry Oscar the Grouch, like Pac-Man on Pac-Man 2 when you shot him with the slingshot too many times, walking around angry fuck, like burnt the fuck out, like can't give him a birthday party hangout after his job where we all got the PS2 and the multi-tap and everybody that gave us shit and brought him shit. He kicked us all the fuck out, burnt out, like angry, angry. Go ahead.
damn. I
You
wasn't even
was
talking about that
angry.
time, but all right. But yeah, like stuff like that where like you hold
Blind
that shit in,
rage
but
angry.
you can't explain that to other people. Like recently, like well, not recently, but in the
I
past,
still
what,
got mine too, cool Doros. I still got
like what, like 6 years, I was considered like just because like I'm just been an openly sexual person and just
mine.
like, hey, I like you. You want to do something? If not, that's cool. You still be friends. I get seen as kind of like the fuck boys and all that kind of bullshit, or just seen as only a flirt to the point where like I became the flirt, but at the same time, I'm still wondering why am I doing this? I should be trying to in your heart. Like, there's a whole lot of people who are like really flirty and whatnot. They're just wondering like, damn, I just want somebody to get to know me for me, and that'd be awesome and that'd be cool. But you get seen as this thing, but you try to live with those expectations, being like the cool person, the entertainer, the group mother or father,
Yep.
the
Yep.
backbone, the counselor for your friends.
The person that has all the answers, the person that has it all together, the strong friend, the happy friend, the bubbly friend.
But you spend so much time at that no one looks at your opposite or cares about your opposite because you spend so much time. Like we said before, all your strong friends they have weak moments. They need help lifting some shit sometimes. We done seen Encanto.
We should know. Now,
Same shit for everybody.
your example that you gave about, I just kind of want people to learn me from me. If you had said that same spiel on TikTok with all your followers, again, it would just perpetuate. And that fucking sucks. Because how many people be in your comments, I'll get to know you. Bitch, your intentions are not pure. Stop. Stop. Ooh.
We tend to forget that everybody is nuanced, everybody is multi-level and multifaceted. No one's just one note. We're a whole symphony of different feelings, emotions, characters. Listen, and you might find something out about somebody.
Don't just listen. Listen.
With some good headphones, not those dollar store earbuds. Just like
No,
some
no. Like some good
real
headphones.
good.
Like something that helps it come in loud and clear, like
Wow.
crunching nuts. Goddamn. But now, speaking of that, expectations and agendas, relationships.
Not just friendships, relationships.
Relationships, because
Friendships can be
that's
relationships.
umbrella term, relationships.
Just so y'all know, when we say relationships, we mean romantic, but also friendship, platonic, all this shit.
All that shit, son. Relationships. The reason that people end up with trash friends, trash partners, trash interactions with coworkers or bosses
You see your own shitty parts and
is
gravitate toward it.
because you're either trying to live up to expectations you think they have of you, so you don't want to upset the dynamic, or
Upset the dynamic.
or they are in fact projecting these expectations and they're a dick because they don't think that you're allowed. Well, and I'm not gonna say that they don't consciously think. This is a subconscious thing. They have
Sometimes.
not gotten sometimes they haven't gotten the indicators or nuances that this is not okay. So
Sometimes
I
they'll say
can
you
expect
aren't
this of you.
looking.
Every time, if you've picked up the phone at 3 a.m. every time I'm having a breakdown, I go to expect that you will always pick up the phone.
But those are the same friends that if you don't that one time, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you made a good
Why
point.
did you pick up at 3 a.m. when I had a problem? Just to unload on you without asking if you like are ready to be piled upon with my own emotions. Like I didn't ask you emotionally ready, but I need to dump this shit on somebody, and you always there. So why ain't you there?
Why you ain't there? You was where? With who? Anyway,
You asleep.
you asleep. Oh, I see how it is. So you can't answer the phone for me? I was asleep. Oh, so what you saying? My number doesn't automatically come to your do not disturb?
But yeah, your
No,
expectation,
it don't.
other people's expectations can weigh you down in that aspect too. You don't have to get your borders in order.
Ooh, get your borders in order.
Get your borders in order because sometimes here's the thing: you're gonna have to put your foot down on certain things and set a boundary, and that's that famous test. Once you set a boundary, if they get upset about it, no matter how reasonable it is.
And it doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to. You don't even have to directly tell people that's what the fuck you're doing. I get that question all the time. So do I just tell them I am asserting about it? No, just fucking do it. If they're
I mean, if you
allowed
want,
to
you
take
can
up
tell, but
space
yeah.
and step on you, you're allowed to take up space back to not get stepped on.
Like I always feel sometimes it's nice to tell somebody,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they keep violating that boundary, like because they don't know any better because they don't know that boundary that you set. Like, hey
True,
man,
true,
like
true,
hey man,
true.
hey man, you can't be sitting here just calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning every day, expecting me
Shut
just
up.
to be there. Like, or if you must trauma dump, ask am I okay to allow that to happen this time? Because you fuck up my whole day. Because some of these people might not know what they doing is fucked up. Now, if
Uh-huh.
they get upset about it, try to gaslight you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
are they really a friend?
These
Are
bitches
they?
really ain't friends. Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
are they really friends if they're doing that?
Right. And that goes back to several of these that we've talked about before. Your definition for friend seriously needs to be edited, categorized, and with that, have a list of guidelines, expectations, and hopes. Thank you.
If you got to write it down, write it down.
Write it down. I saw the perfect post the other day that I put on the Facebooks. I don't remember what it said, but it was something like, I've started talking out loud to myself and things have just been better. Do that shit. Please. Because there's something about being able to physically put things outside of your mind capsule up here,
Or just hearing it out loud.
or just hearing it out loud. I don't care if you got to write it down. I don't care if you talk to your laptop camera, you leave yourself voice memos, sticky notes. I don't care, because this right here is a fishbowl in the sun, okay? The fishbowl has ideas in it that get roasted because they just go round and round and round until we're burnt out. If you
Which, in
pour
all
some of the
honesty, and
water
fun
out the
fact,
fishbowl, then some of the magnification from the sun goes down. Yeah.
but fun fact. Fish bowls are the least ideal place
Worse.
to go fish. Like
Worst
just
place
the
for fish.
complete worst.
Worse.
Except
They're just
betas. Betas are
trendy
cool
and
with it,
cute.
but
That's because betas
be-
just want to fight everything. Betas just be fighting. Because they like to fight. I'm sorry.
True, because they did an experiment like they had a huge lake, put two betas in, the motherfuckers
They
found
found each other.
Ah! That's how they was.
I'm sorry. Can you show us the fish fight one more time?
I asked them, like, they put a beta over here, beta over there. And they just like, it's a big enough territory. They're gonna be cool with it. They were just minding their business, saw each other. Ah!
So, for those that don't know, now this is the universal sign for fish fight.
You gotta slam it though. You gotta.
Okay, all right. It is 8:12. So what else? Put that shit
Society.
down. Society.
Society needs to be bad.
Oh my God, society. The,
Francis Donovan. I'm sorry, I had to.
this
But
is the fourth. Why are you like this moment we've had today? This is the fourth one. This is the fourth one in 24 hours. But that shit was funny.
but society's
But
expectation that you hold so dearly. But let's can we just say this? Society don't give a fuck about you. They don't.
Society is a made-up concept. The base term definition
Fit in the mix
of
so we can all be happy about our own insecurities.
see that's the thing. That's not how society is technically defined. The base simple definition of society is it is a set of norms that a majority of us agree on. Like
Now,
most of
some
us think it's
societal
bad
things-
to kill people. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
some societal things.
yeah,
Hey.
yeah. But that's the other thing too is no one ever says the size of a society in the definition. Now, when you said society, the first thing that came to mind about societal expectations is how many
American
times
dream? Oh.
I've come across 23 to my age somethings in my work, and they are just distraught because they thought they'd be married by now. They thought they'd have babies. They thought they'd have bought a house. They thought
You
their
know?
career would have been all this and all
I'm
that.
30. How I don't have a white picket
And-
fence and,
And
a
the
good
counter
job?
argument I always ask is, do you want any of those things? No, I hate kids. I want to travel. This, that, and the other. I said, then what
I'm
are
a failure
we
because I am
really
30 years
worried
old.
about?
I don't have a house with a white picket fence and a golden retriever and a happy husband and or wife, depending on what you are into, that makes and a child who is in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, whatever they into. Like, I ain't making this much. I ain't on the CEO board. At this time, I am a failure at life. I suck.
Even though you don't even want any of those things. Like in my personal life, I go back and forth every 3 to 5 years about whether or not I even want to be a homeowner. I like to travel. I like not being responsible for repairs. I like not being responsible if my plumbing backs up or if something falls off the house. I like that. That's not my problem. And I like that it gives me the opportunity to pick up and go when I want to fucking pick up and go.
Yeah.
And no
I just want a
HOA
home so I
fees.
can
That's
upgrade it.
great too.
Yeah, like I want a home just so I can upgrade it how I want to, so I ain't got to worry about that problem no more. Like just, or at least for a long time. Yeah, I'd be a great landlord. I have to
I
be
believe
fixing shit constantly. I just-
Right. Huh, what are you doing here? I built y'all a deck. See you later.
Don't worry, it's reinforced. It's got 3 layers of lacquer on it. Ain't shit gonna break down this motherfucker.
Y'all can have a barbecue this weekend if you want it. But no,
I'm about to give y'all a new hot water heater.
we get.
What? It's smaller and more
I
efficient.
love the new water heaters, the square ones that go into the wall. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Because geez, those old ones are monstrous.
What y'all doing? I'm installing solar paneling in your shit just because.
But no, we get sold on these things because it's like this is how it's supposed to be, and we get sold on these images, especially in movies and TikToks and all this shit about how life is supposed to be. And
I think
it's
it's
just
more
like
Instagram
it's,
than TikTok.
well, yeah, I would say TikTok is one of those revolutionary things where people are like, "Hey, it's okay to do this wrong. Look." Like, and I think that's why people are trying to shut TikTok down so much. Is because there's never been such a platform where a lot of strangers can talk to each other about shit they think about.
And yet that trickles back down to like seeing those things, coming to those expectations, and you're comparing yourself to your friends, other
Mm-hmm.
people that you know. Like there's a, I don't want to call him an enemy now, but there's an ex friend that I no longer communicate with at all. That used to
Pause.
spend so much.
Pause. Pause. You still have what's the word? A guttural reaction to throat rip when you think about this person or see this person?
No,
Okay, then they're not an enemy. Go ahead.
it's not that person. I know
Oh.
that person. I still
Oh.
want to just fucking throw it out.
Okay,
But
so that's an enemy.
that spends his time, so much of his time,
Yes,
like
a
comparing
water heater
themselves
that
to
fits into
everybody
the
else.
wall, Ross. I will
They
show
were
you a link.
comparing themselves to everybody else. Well, this friend of mine is married with kids and everything. Like,
Hmm.
but at the same, these are the same people who are like trying to support you and help you out and get you the way you want to go. But you don't know what you want to go. But at the same, you got this whole resentment toward this person because you feel this way because you have these expectations that you that society has put on you and your parents have put on you and all this kind of bullshit. But you don't know what the fuck you want.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
saying like, damn,
Hmm.
you got a friendship circle like this that care about you. You busy wondering, you busy secretly jealous of people because
Secretly jealous of people.
that's something that those expectations get you to. Like, you'll start to be secretly envious of people, and you start to resent them in a way to the point where you may subconsciously hate them.
Tell them I hate them. All
Tell
right.
them I hate them. But yeah, like
Sidebar.
you might.
Sidebar. Cool dude Ross. Cool dude Ross. That. That is a
Yeah,
wall
send me
water
that
heater.
link too, cause I want to see it.
That is a
But
wall water. Look at them shits. Look at them.
like they'll
They're
like
amazing
you'll start
and
to
tiny.
build up this when you hold on to everybody's expectation, you start to build a resentment towards those people you're holding that expectation for, or you think that they're giving you.
Facts. Facts. And all of it is, again, assumptions and filling in the blanks with shit
Yeah,
that don't even fit.
you fill in the blanks with your own shit.
Right? Isn't that cool, Kudu Ross?
Some of those times you can just turn the page on that page altogether because you ain't got that's just a forward. Now you ain't got to read that part of the book. Just
You know, and that makes a great point. You don't have to read all parts of the manual. You don't need all of it. You can take the parts you need.
yeah, like you ain't got to look at the index and the glossary for every little thing. You ain't gotta if it's a prop if like a car manual. If it's a problem with your oil, look at what oil you need to put in your car. You ain't gotta look at everything else. Look at that shit.
I mean, unless you got like 80 million lights on your dashboard, you might want to look some of them up.
Yeah. Those little oil cans up there, like ding, you need to
Did
just
you
check that
say
shit.
me? Hmm.
Sometimes it ain't just a check engine light that's on. Sometimes it's something specific.
That part. That part. So, it's 8:20.
What the fuck is TYR? It's a tie. Oh, it's here. Ah, what up, dude?
Hey, Mr. Teddy Bear Man. But
Oh yeah, it's 820.
yes, it's 8:20. Final thoughts on stopping this madness. Put that shit
Ooh,
down.
I just thought of something by looking at my arms. Like my sexy
What?
ass arms. Yeah. It's like working out and everything. To sum it up as a whole, it's like working out. Societal thing, we're supposed to look like this thing if it means working out, isn't like fit, buff, or when it comes to women, I need a fat ass, big chest, and a skinny waist. But at the same, and you might compare yourself to your friends, like, oh
Why
well,
you gotta
Sam is losing weight and gaining muscle. This is because everybody is different.
why
Everybody is different.
why you gotta say fat ass like that?
But it'd be like, oh, well, Sam, he done bumped his max up 3 times in 4 months, and like, oh shit. But you're too busy worrying about everybody else, but you're not looking at your diet, your caloric intake, and realize that you are a different person. You need to do things that work for you. So you're trying to mimic Sam's workout, but Sam ain't. Sam's a beast in certain things, and like he might have good knees, you might have bad
And
knees. He
you
might have
can't
better
stop
legs, you
eating
might have
green
better
eggs and
arms.
ham, and Sam don't mess with shit.
And if you just ask Sam, hey Sam, what you doing to get this way? He will be more than happy to tell you. But at the same time,
Hey,
you had those expectations like I gotta be better than him because society says this is like that. This is what I gotta do. and as opposed to just realizing that you are a different person, everybody is different, everybody is different. You were resenting Sam for just minding his own fucking business. Now you minding his business, and you just saying like, "Fuck it, I ain't working out no more."
Drink your water. Mind your business. Stay in your lane. Worry about you and yours.
I would not say stay in your lane.
Be
Just at
Bennett
least
and your
know your
name
lane.
ain't in it. Like, I mean,
Know your lane.
I'm coming from the perspective of just kind of like when it comes to you and what you want to be doing and what I'm
Uh,
not saying all expectations are bad. Again, you can carry whichever ones you want, but I need it to be a choice for you as opposed to a given or what you feel like you're supposed to be doing.
and sometimes, yes, the grass indeed is greener, and you know why? Because that
Already
shit is
fed them.
astroturf.
They've already been out.
No,
I'm
say it again.
podcasting.
The reason that the grass is greener is because that shit's afro turf. Because a lot of people be faking it until they make it. A lot of motherfuckers be faking the funk.
Listen, listen. That's another thing. If you take all this energy from, carrying all this bullshit and pretending to be someone that you know you can't be and get rid of all that, that means you got more energy to pretend to be somebody that's actually comfortable cuz guess what?
Yeah.
It's probably you.
To- Back to the grass thing. Toe your damn field, because you might even, your field might not even be made for
That's
grass.
right, buttercup, or it's fertilizer bullshit.
Yep.
Hell
Like
yeah.
your field might not be ready for, your field might not be made for grass.
That part. It could be made for moss. Moss yards are the best yards.
Like
It
from
could be made
moss,
for a garden.
crops, you can be made for like herbs or herb.
Yerp. Yerp. Oh my God. 1278.
Like no, and or this, your grass could be just as green if not greener if you just pay attention to what nutrients your yard needs.
That shit. That doop, boop. Beep, 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 beep. That right there. That right there.
You go, oh shit, I just need a bit more
You
like
are
potassium
sitting
in this.
here pulling what you think you need from other people, whether it's comparing to what they're doing or whether it's the expectations you've been handed or crushed beneath, as it were. And that doesn't nourish you. That doesn't nourish your efforts. How can you be expected to keep going if
To
your
your field, motherfucker.
efforts aren't being rewarded because you're not rewarding them and because you're not living up to whatever expectation that's not rewarding them either, so you literally sitting here crushed under a rock. You just like,
On your
bro,
own, of your own doing.
of
Like
your own doing.
you're just Sisyphusing yourself.
Not sisyphing yourself. But and so to take what you need means to spend time blocking the rest of this shit out. Spending time with yourself means stop reaching outward and reaching from within. And a lot of times that looks like going to therapy or just spending
Do your goddamn shadow work.
what he said.
Do your goddamn
Mhm.
shadow work. Okay.
And for those that aren't, accustomed, like, shadow work, that sounds, no. It's
It
actually,
sucks.
it's
Oh,
actually,
it sucks.
it's actually psychology. It is. It's proven. It's
It is.
clinical. Your therapist does it with you all the time. You just don't know that.
Identifying
But
your
to
toxic
do
traits
it
or your
with
disturbing traits and your
yourself,
fair way to do it. Yeah.
that means the pacing is yours. It's free.
It's
I'm not.
gonna suck.
It's gonna
It's
suck
gonna
bad.
suck.
It's gonna suck.
Oh, it's gonna suck some
It's gonna suck
days.
so bad.
But in the end, it's still gonna suck, but a lot less.
Yes, because the point of shadow work is, like you said, identify your toxic traits. Absolutely. And the best way to do this, because this is how I started mine, is to think of characteristics in people that absolutely upset you or make you cringe, right? Think of those
and not
characteristics.
and not like, oh, I don't like
Because you
legit
don't,
just make
it's not that you don't
you
like
think
the
about them
person.
and you like that motherfucker. You
Yeah,
go
no.
Dinkelberg, that bullshit.
Dinkelberg. It's not like you hate the person. It's literally you can pinpoint things they do or ideologies they have that you have a reaction to. That's how you start. Find
And
all of
nine
those
times out
things
of
because,
10,
yeah, 9 times out of 10.
it's something that you don't like about yourself,
Or you
or
can't see
something that
yourself
you're
doing.
can't see yourself. Oh, I put a third one in. it reminds you of somebody else that fucked you up as a child.
That part, that part. And when you start to do that, the objective of shadow work is to not identify and then acknowledge and then wash away these things. Absolutely not. We live on various
That's staying with you.
continuums in
Can't have a
this
light
world.
without a shadow.
Exactly. We live on various continuums in this world, and part of being on that continuum is accepting those traits so that they become now neutral and aware. They're not just, well, these are my toxic traits and these are my goods. They are the same because stubbornness and determination are the same thing. That's how it works. So it's
Just on a different subject.
8:27. I'm gonna spin the wig wheel. We'll take some questions if anyone has any. STG, I don't know who the fuck you are, so don't fuck with me. Hey, bow, hit the wig wheel. Any questions? Potential comments, things. We just wore you last week, bitch. Get off my screen. Potential comments, things you want to hear us discuss in the future. It's cool if we rehash them. It's fine. Because you know we won't never shut up, bro. Can you stop requesting to go on stage? Can you stop? Can you stop?
My bad. I was looking at something else.
Not you. I'm you fine.
Oh no, I meant to ignore it, but like.
Need a bumper sticker that says I love my therapist because I hate her. You got a good therapist.
Bitch, you got a good therapist.
You got a good therapist. Bitch, you got a good therapist. Bitch, you got it. So, for those that are deathly in love with my wig wheel like I am, I just got a new wig today. It's 50 inches long. I can never go to the bathroom in that thing, ever. Yeah, it looks pretty. I have to cut it and do all that stuff. Let's see, Oh, Reginald, I disagree. Well, it is 8:29, so Twitchers, I'm going to raid you over to Don Daring 1-on-1. Winner more broadcast, Buttercup? Well, in exactly maybe 35 seconds, Don Daring 101 with the lovely Arugs and John Dondero will be happening where it's just chaos in a can, baby. I don't even know what they're talking about today, but I know it's going to be off the wall bullshit. And then after that, you've got Arugs' Happy Hour, where she, yes, really, Cool Dude Ross says he would be doing this if the camera wasn't on. Arugs, the Dondero, the lovely Sean, also known as Pep Pep, and the amazing Shep are drinking and shooting the shit on Twitch. Tuesday, we got Blue Skirt Boy Network Gaming. I have no idea what we're playing Tuesday because I'm not in charge of choosing games anymore. It's April now. Wednesday, we've got the Weebs Dweebs Interweaves podcast, and that's at 8:30 on the Dondero's Twitch channel as well. Thursday, we got Blue Skirt Boy Gaming Networking again. We're probably going to play Gang Beasts again at some point. I know they played it Sunday. I was
Gang Beasts is the shit.
My bad. Friday, they got Dinks with Kinks live podcast. And then...
Wait, hold on, what?
No. I tried to rope you in on that a while ago, but you don't watch other people's programming. Saturday, I'm pretty sure All Hope is here.
That's an asshole. I just have ADHD and got a shit
right,
to think
that part.
about.
All Hope is here. We'll be probably trying to test out that new machine again, maybe with some ghost hunting. And then Saturday afternoon, I may not be doing shenanigans because I'm going down to my C-stores for Easter. Antoinette had already made my Easter basket, bitch. Because she knows what's up. But that being said, Twitchers, I'm going to send you over to Don Daring 101. Air timers, if y'all want to come up on stage, you're more than welcome. I ain't got shit else to do tonight, so bring it. Hey. No, it's not the best, Buttercup. No, it's not. Never said, what is Glitch doing? He's glitching it up. He's glitching out. He's in the kitchen and he's cooking it up. All right, let's hit y'all on the raid. Bow. And then let's...